Welcome to Behind the Scenes with PPO, a video series that looks behind the curtain at how meat processors are working with tech companies like PPO and why. I'm Heather Galt, the Chief Customer Officer here at PMP Optica. And I'm here today with James Spere, the Head of Software and Data at PMP Optica. James has spent the last 20 years working in software, including 5 years in AI and machine learning. He's also fantastic at explaining complexities of AI and machine learning in ways that make it easy for people like me who are non-technical to understand. Welcome, James.
Thank you.
So let's start with a little bit of history, looking backwards. So tell me where AI and machine learning actually came from and why.
Yeah, when you look at any sort of manufacturing aspect, there's a lot of human involvement. And humans have to make a lot of decisions. They apply a lot of knowledge to their jobs. But the simple truth is humans get tired, they get sick, they get bored, they get distracted. And so when you look at where to put in a solution, you start with automation. How do we replicate the human aspect? The next big jump in evolution is how do I then make that automation dynamic? How do I adjust to your changing environment, your changing needs, minute by minute, second by second? And how do we really move and change what people do to the higher value jobs for your organization and really let the computers that don't get sick, don't get tired, don't stop making those decisions, do the things that they're really good at doing.
Got it. Okay. So people hear the terms, and you mentioned them both, automation and AI. Are they interchangeable or do they mean different things?
They do mean different things. And when you're looking at replacing aspects of your manufacturing plant, you're going to hear all sorts of terms. You're going to hear automation, you're going to hear AI, you're going to hear machine learning, and many, many others. The simplest aspect of this is automation versus some form of AI, artificial intelligence. If you think of an example of packaging, most manufacturing facilities will have some aspect of packaging, putting things into a box. Automation is simply, I have a box, I'm going to lift a thing into the box, I'm going to tape the box, I'm going to ship it. AI applied to that same sort of analogy would be, I'm going to understand what I'm packaging, what time of year I'm packaging it, did the shape change, did the parameters change, and I'm going to change the box. I'm going to change the size, I'm going to change the tape structure, I might even change the packaging material itself based on all that aspect. So automation is sort of the how do I do something very repeatable over and over and over again with no brain, so to speak. AI takes it to that next level of I'm going to understand the variability, I'm going to understand the problem, I'm going to try to emulate a human decision. That is the main aspect difference between those two.
So is that why when my Amazon package arrives, it's always in a different size box?
Sometimes. Sometimes. Amazon's getting very good at changing their packaging, obviously for the environment as well, but you want to receive your package safely, securely in one piece. And so adapting the packaging to it is a very key aspect of their AI approach to packaging.
That's very cool. So if we take AI and automation into the meat processing plant, can you tell me what some of the big challenges are?
The biggest challenge in meat manufacturing, and really any manufacturing, is pure variability. Whether it's plant environment, so humidity, temperature, belt speed, right down to product variability. And product variability can be how long it's been since it came out of the freezer, how long it's been since it was post-processed, how that, if we take it right back to the farm, how the animal was fed and taken care of, what time of year it was processed. All of those variables play into the end product that we look at. So the biggest challenge is that variability. One of the amazing benefits of us and our solution, we process millions of pounds of product a week, which means we see billions of data points per week. If you looked at our data that we've looked at, if you took all of what Netflix has ever looked at, and everybody sort of understands Netflix and the streaming service, if you took Netflix's entire data library, including all of their videos, all of their usage patterns, everything that's streamed, we have seen 2 times the amount of data that Netflix has in their 20 plus years of being in existence.
Wow.
With those billions of data points, we're making millions of decisions a second on what is essentially your product and what shouldn't be there. So one of the major aspects of us having that data is we have the experience to understand how those changes and how that variability is manifested in the ultimate end product. And so as you're trying to decide what to put in place in your plants, the most critical and key component here is a partner that understands that variability, because that variability is not only going to be different from day to day, hour to hour, but it is what is your proprietary information. It's what is your product. It's your secret sauce to producing what you produce. And so one size doesn't fit all here. Pairing with somebody who can adjust to your production process, your product, and your quality standards is critical in choosing what to automate and what to replace with AI.
That brings up a good question for me, which is, so we're, PPO's gathering all this data every day, right? Billions, you said billions of data points. How does that get added in? Like, does it automatically happen? Is it something that someone has to go in and actually work on? Like, how do you take all those billions of data points and learn from them?
Yeah, the truth with AI, as much as it sounds automatic, it's a little bit of both. So some of it is automated learning, and to really simplify it down, we essentially learn, our system learns what normal looks like. And we're able to then sort of assess anything that's not normal. And that includes everything from low density plastics to wood to cardboard, all the way up to things like ice on your production line, which is really kind of key, truthfully, because if you're bringing in product from a supplier and you're paying for product and instead you're actually getting ice, you want to know that.
Right.
And so while your main key concern with foreign material detection is the foreign materials, we're able to assess every single aspect of your system. There is also some manual effort here, and it's really key that when you look at any AI-based system, you realize there is a bit of ongoing cost to that implementation, and that is your experts essentially telling the system when things have changed. If it's a false detection, if we're thinking foreign material detection, and you have something that was being rejected that shouldn't be, I don't know, chicken skin isn't necessarily a foreign object and you don't want rejecting on that, you tell us, you tell the system, and the system learns and never makes that mistake again. So there is a bunch of automation and automatic learning, but like anything, human or computer, teaching it is the key to it never making a mistake again.
Got it. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Thank you. So one of the things meat processors worry about all the time is reliability, right? And AI, yeah, it's been around for a long time, but as you just talked about, it's learning all the time. So how does meat processor know they can count on AI? And what are some of the things they need to pay attention to make sure they can keep counting on it?
Yeah, with any system, whether it's vision-based, X-ray-based, metal detector-based, you will have a verification plan in place. This is a regular, standard, daily, hourly, completely up to you process of how you validate that the system is doing what it's supposed to do. On a good day, if everything's going well, you could have 0 detections if we're talking foreign material. Nothing's been introduced up the line, you don't have a plastic problem, you don't have a wood problem. And the hardest thing to sort of trust is, do I not have a problem or is the system not working? And so if we come back to the PPO system, we have built-in tests through a calibration, so we understand, is the system in alignment, in spec, and we provide verification targets that essentially mimic real-world tests that you can run whenever you need to throughout the day. So it is really key that you're ensuring that the system is working. This extends to again, X-rays, metal detectors, same sort of aspect with a verification bar. The other aspect is when you partner with somebody, and again, I'll come back to PPO because that's near and dear to our hearts, you have a team on the ground with your provider. And so we at PPO are constantly monitoring in almost real time trends of your system. So we will know, and you will know also as an aspect of our reporting structure, are things changing? Am I seeing spikes in certain materials? Am I seeing spikes on certain days? And those are also important aspects because it isn't just at the point of your foreign object detection. It is a whole process. So if you can start tying back to shift A on Mondays seems to have a little bit more of a problem than shift B. It helps you train and educate and change your processes. And so you've got to think of this as an entire system. Your ultimate goal is to deliver the highest quality product, and our ultimate goal is to help you deliver the highest quality product. But that doesn't just happen at the spot of detection. It happens all the way back from when the product comes into your building, your processing, your cooking, your post-cooking, and at the spot of detection. And so you have to be able to understand how all that ties together, and luckily PPO does that all for you.
So, and it sounds like our system, as you're describing it, is almost like one piece in a bigger system of not only detection, but also prevention, and sort of monitoring how the whole thing is working is one of the best ways to make sure it continues to operate as you expect. Is that
absolutely, absolutely. And there are aspects of, again, I use the ice example. We have another customer in the chicken industry that right now we're detecting an awful lot of ingesta that isn't supposed to be there. That is allowing that customer to go back to their vendors and their suppliers and really explain that their process is falling short. It keeps bad product out of your production stream, and in that case, we're very early in their production stream, so this doesn't get the product that's not supposed to be there doesn't get chunked up, doesn't get mixed in, doesn't get shipped. They're able to go back to that supplier and say, fix it, or we're not ordering from you anymore. It's saving you money, it's saving you time, and it's holding everybody in that entire process accountable.
Right, not just in that plant.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's awesome. So that brings up a sort of a really good question, because if you're worried about AI, clearly it's delivering exactly what meat processors need right now.
Yes.
So how can a processor get started? Because AI is not natural for these for any industrial application. How do we get there?
It's not. And the meat industry, we talked about the complexities, the variability. If I'm sort of looking at my plant operations, I'm looking at a problem that I need to solve. And in many of our customers, all of our customers, foreign materials are an issue. And mainly because the current solution is humans. And humans, by nature, we're actually programmed to not do repeated tasks very well. Our minds drift. Again, we get tired. We get sick. And so when looking at that, our customers have sort of two problems. One, humans aren't perfect. And two, there is a general labor shortage in most of the manufacturing industry, meat processing included. You want to maximize your human capital. So where is the better place to put those people? It might be in packaging, it might be in pre-processing. It isn't necessarily in foreign material detection. So you want to look at a problem that you have and you want to see what solutions are out there. No detection system is going to catch everything. It is part of a multi-hurdled approach. You might still have some humans there. Our system is very good at detecting anything it can see. X-rays obviously detect within. And so you want to look at what your multi-hurdle approach is to foreign material detection, but understand the problem you're trying to solve, understand your own success criteria, and then work with a partner that can actually deliver on that promise.
Got it. So really, I think one of the keys to success then is actually understanding what you're trying to do.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Got it. So we've gone deep into the meat processing industry, but let's pull back out. So what do you see being the role of people in an AI world? It's a big question for everybody. I'm curious your answer.
Yeah. I mean, the role of people, look, again, AI is not this big, bad, evil thing that's trying to take over the world and replace people. People, again, are not great at making the same decision over and over and over again. And so AI in all of manufacturing has a very key contributing factor to automating the repeatable, the sort of mundane, the sort of jobs that you and I wouldn't necessarily want to do every day either. And so it allows you, again, to take that human capital and distribute it differently in the plants, whether that's meat manufacturing. We talked a bit about Amazon's packaging. Anything that gets manufactured has some human aspect that can absolutely be replaced and repeated by computers. So whether it's meat or production, again, I'm looking at where do I have my human capital now? What solutions are out there that can help me realign those and redistribute them? And then people become both the teachers, how do we provide that feedback loop, and the people move into other more valuable spots in your organization.
Where maybe they're going to stay a little bit longer.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Okay, so it sounds like I probably don't need to worry about losing my job to a computer anytime soon.
Not yet.
Okay. Whew. I was a little bit worried. All right. Thank you, James. That was awesome. I really appreciate that.
Anytime.
All right. Don't forget to check out our other behind-the-scenes videos, including our interview with Philip Hancock, where he showcases some of the amazing things the PPO system has been able to find using our patented hyperspectral imaging system and artificial intelligence. See you next time.